What's up, everybody? My name is Kamal, and the FJ Cruiser is back. I know somebody commented recently asking why we haven't made any videos on this in a while, and that's because after we finished the build, doing like the 3-inch lift, the wrap and light bar, and we did a good bit of work to this. It was my dad's vehicle, so he had a place in Wilmington, North Carolina, so the car's been there. We live in Richmond, Virginia, so just kept the car down there, and it was basically used to drive on the beach. He would take it to Carolina Beach or Freeman Park. You can actually see all the stickers right there for it. My dad no longer has the place there, so he's moved back to Virginia as well, so the FJ Cruiser is not too far away from us, and it's just in need of a refresher. So with this thing, driving on the beach all the time, it basically just baked in the sun. As you can see, it's just kind of toasted. This wrap in particular isn't 3M. We've used 3M on like the Porsche Cayenne, and I think the 3M quality is a little better. We actually wrapped this almost exactly 3 years ago, so this is what it looks like just after 3 years. It kind of has cracks like this all over. So eventually we're going to rewrap the whole thing. Today I think we might just do these rear doors, the hood as well, because this is really the worst part. My 350Z, I actually used this zebra wrap, which I think this and this Arctic camo, which is on the car, might have been the same company. You can actually see how this was the original color, and from baking in the sun, it actually changed the color and lightened it up a lot, which is kind of crazy. But when I was removing the zebra one from the Z, it had these cracks all over it as well, and just removing it as it is, it just breaks apart. And I found that the easiest way to kind of have it remove as one piece is to heat it up pretty good, and it just becomes more elastic and kind of sticks together a little bit better than just doing it as it is like this. My dad bought this a little while ago, just by hand headlight restoration kit, so we'll probably use this and just freshen up the headlights as well. And we were also going to replace the front and rear brakes, the rotors, pads, hardware, and I was going to do a brake fluid flush as well. And actually, before we sent this car to North Carolina, I actually did replace the brakes, and also one of the calipers, one of the pistons was like sticking, so it had a pretty bad vibration when braking. So we replaced the caliper as well. That's just some of the things I don't think I made any videos about, so we'll make a video replacing all the brakes and how to do that. So today we're just gonna start with changing some of this vinyl wrap. So we started removing some of the wrap. We got the back door on this side and the other side. That came off pretty easy. It's really this hood that's the most difficult part. Even with heating it and removing it, it's just a little tedious. And all these little marks on here is just leftover adhesive, kind of where the cracks are. Since you're pulling this up and it's separating in that area, it just leaves that little bit of adhesive. So we'll have to clean that up before we go back on with a new wrap. The other thing I did was we changed the oil. And the cool thing about this is this car is actually one of the easiest that we have to change the oil on, because ever since we did the 3-inch lift kit on it, I no longer have to jack up the front end or drive it on ramps. I can kind of just sneak under here and remove the drain plug and drain it out that way, so it's pretty convenient in that sense. This is the old drain plug. It's a little rusty, and I noticed it was actually a little bit difficult to just remove by hand. My dad did have a replacement drain plug, so I replaced the plug and a new gasket. And the new plug went all the way in by hand easily. So this thing has 195,000 miles on it. I know this isn't something you like necessarily have to replace, but it's not a bad idea. And like I said, I did notice a difference with threading in the new plug, because if you think about it, this is one of the things that you remove and torque down more than anything throughout the life of the vehicle. Another tip I wanted to mention is with the oil filter though, because when you remove this, there's that little hole that you can see right there, and at the bottom is where that comes out. I don't know if there's was ever supposed to be something on there to direct the oil oil a certain way. This is how this has been since we've had it. And a little trick is like just having something like a water bottle or something like that. After you break the oil filter loose, if you put a water bottle or something underneath and where that hole is, then all of the oil will go into a bottle, because otherwise all that oil is just gonna go all over the hoses and everything down there. That's just a little trick to keep things clean and instead of having oil get all over the place. And the next thing we were gonna work on is restoring the headlights. I guess you could do it like this, but what will make it a lot easier is removing this piece, and then the whole face of the headlight will be exposed, and it'll just make it easier to clean it. And to remove this, there's just a lot of like tabs, and then there's some bolts as well. Yeah, so these are 10 millimeters. And then also down there, there's like these little clips, sort of like you would see on the inside of a door panel that also pop loose. I think there might be some kind of underneath the headlight too, so I'm gonna pop this off real quick and then start restoring these headlights. So yeah, there's 3 on the bottom, these little clips, and then these parts are just aligning parts you'll see. So that's all we're gonna do for today. Knocked a good bit out. We kind of left the hood for another day because it's just kind of annoying. So we went ahead and wrapped the back doors, the gas cap, and these 8 pillars as you guys saw. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, it helps us out. We'll be doing, like I said, all the brakes, brake fluid flush, and yeah, just stay tuned for what else we do with this. Might do a couple other little odds and things to it as well. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.